Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me and sharing the video. That really helps me a lot, helps grow the channel, and drop your comments. Love the comments. They really help me a lot in case I overlook certain things, or, you guys keep me in check, or, if you guys agree with what I'm saying. It helps to understand how you guys are feeling out there. And tonight was a really interesting game to watch. Not going to overreact. As you can see the score down there, 123-98. The Knicks led by as much as 33 points at one time. Once again, just like I wasn't going to overreact after they got crushed by the Celtics on Tuesday in Game 1 by about 30. Look, it's early. Teams are still trying to figure out who they are. They're not quite in the right conditioning yet. And then the other night, Tuesday night, I was just a freakish night. That team, that Celtics team, would have lit up any other team in the NBA, any other current team in the NBA for sure. I mean, it was just insane shooting. But the Knicks are now strung two very good offensive games together. And what's interesting is they got help from all of the starters. This was a game where all 5 starters reached double figures, and 4 of them 20 points or more. Let's get to it. Here we go. I do have some highlights for you guys soon. I'll get to it in a little bit. Here we go. 123-98. Jalen Brunson once again doing Jalen Brunson things. Look at that. Look at that beautiful stat line. 26 points for him, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. I love the way that he caught fire. He got so sick of Nesmith guarding him and trying to manhandle him. At one point, he took him off the dribble from beyond the arc right to the hole, and he completed, and he just turned around and yelled to the crowd. I don't know exactly what he said, but it was full with some F-bombs, stuff like that, and I loved seeing that passion. The whole team seemed much more connected, especially defensively. Actually, look, they held the high-powered Indiana Pacers offense to just 98 points, to under 100 points. That is shocking. And the starting backcourt of the Indiana Pacers, I think, what did they end up scoring? 2 points together? And we'll get all into that, but let's see. Let's go through all the stars of this game. Look at this. Cat. Excellent game for him. 21 points, 15 rebounds, 2 blocks, 5 of 11 from the field. He was active. He was hitting three-pointers. It says 2 blocks there. One of the blocks was sensational. I can't remember who he got it on, but man, it was just, I loved his activity. He seemed to be much more aware of where to be on the court defensively this time around. Not sure why he was looked so clueless against Boston, but then again, Boston's game plan is just move that ball. They set some really high picks, high screen roll, pick and rolls, and that's tough. It's tough for a big man to get out there and try to cover that. This time, the Pacers do similarly. They do that similarly. They actually have a very similar style to the Celtics, but the Knicks were ready. The Knicks were so ready tonight, and I loved his effort. Tonight was a great example of why they brought him to this team. He spreads the floor, and he was hitting some beautiful little baby hook shots, a little tiny floater. Around the rim, he can score. This guy's got a nice little package down on the block. The thing is, he's the best, the self-professed best three-point shooting big man in the history of the game. So, but he just gives you everything you need. And his passing is underrated. Very good passing, especially tonight. I don't know how many assists he had, but we'll get to that as well. The third star of the game, Josh Hart. Fabulous for him. 8 of 15 overall. He got a double-double as well. 20 points, 10 rebounds. I can't remember who it was, but somebody I was listening to mentioned, they said that they think Hart might actually end up averaging 10 rebounds a game this season. I don't know if he will, but he'll definitely come very, very close. So we are making up for losing Isaiah Hartenstein in that rebounding, and obviously Randall got traded away, but Cat kind of replaces that. So they're doing a great job of trying to pick up basically where the Knicks were lacking in the trade by having guys. I mean, Josh Hart is the best rebounding guy, 6'5" and under in the NBA. So, and he's the pest. He's the pest. But this guy to me was the one who really came out tonight. He 21 points, 5 assists, 8 of 12. He hit 2 of 3 from behind the arc, and one of them was just a thing of beauty. Just swished it, no hesitation. Whatever it was he was working on, either, I haven't gone in there and studied the tape, like frame by frame or anything, but either he just basically gave up on whatever he was trying to work on and went back to his regular shot, or he finally worked out the kinks and he feels much more comfortable. What I loved about him is he can score. Again, he is, his ability to get to the rim is good. It's up there, but it's, he's not an elite finisher, obviously, but his mid-range game, his little midi game is excellent, because the defender knows that he can stop and pop at any moment. So it keeps him on edge. It creates a little bit extra space for him. And in essence, it helps him actually end up getting to the rim often. He had a beautiful dunk at one point. Man, I got the highlights. We'll get to it all here. Bondi tweeted this out. Great second game by Mikal Bridges. 21 points on 8 of 12 shooting, and locked up Tyrese Halliburton. That is so important. Tonight we saw the promise of what it's like to put 2 elite defending wings who can score on your team. With Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, this team, they're going to lock up a lot of teams. They're going to lock up a lot of perimeter players as the days go on. Only game 2, 80 more games to go. Believe that? Nobody's talking about his hitch after this one. And then this guy, Ariel Hakporti. He came in, it was garbage time by that point. But man, as I tweeted, how in the world did Hakporti slip to 59? The dude is everywhere. Swatting, leaping, harassing. If Sims doesn't bring it every night, he might find himself below Hakporti in the rotation. It could happen, I'll tell you. Sims, he doesn't seem like he's grown enough. This is year 4 now for him, and he's an older player. He was an older player anyway when we got him. He has not shown an ability to elevate his game. He's still the active body. He still can rebound. He had a nice, flush, a nice dunk at one point, but he just seems, I hate to say it this way, but he just doesn't seem like an NBA backup center. That's what he's looking like to me after all this time. 2 years ago, you can look past some of those mistakes. Even last year, somewhat, because he doesn't get that much playing time behind Hartenstein and Mitch. But come on, you knew you were going to be the guy off the bench, especially at the beginning of the season, especially with now Precious also out. He just really is not. He's not exciting me, but this guy is. So, and he's got a nice little game. He's got a little offensive package. So, we'll see. Someone to keep an eye on. All right, let's get to the highlights here. Here we go. The game started off tight. It was 14-all in that third quarter with about 4 minutes left. And then James Brunson started off missing his first 2 shot attempts and then went on a nice little run. Look at this. Look at this activity here. Look at that passing. Nice. I love the activity, the hands. This team, I think, is going to lead the NBA in steals. I mentioned that before already. I really do believe they're going to lead the NBA in steals. Though right now, Cleveland is killing it in steals. But one thing to note, it's only two games, but the New York Knicks have the 3rd best field goal percentage in the NBA. That's right. They're shooting 53.7%, just a tick behind the Bucks at 53.8%. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are just off to an insane start. They won again tonight. They're shooting 55%. Now, all those percentages are all going to come down, but that shows that the quality of offense that the Knicks are putting out there is something we have not seen. We have not seen that quality of offense. I mean, honestly, I've never seen it personally. I've seen a very balanced team with an excellent offense and a superior defense, but this offense has a chance to be absolutely elite. So the game is still tied here, 29-29. As this second quarter wore on, about halfway through, oh, look at that. Deuce came up a little hobbled. There was a little fast break moment. Might be coming up soon. Not here. I'll point it out. And there must have been a wet spot in the paint. And he was about to go lay up the ball, and his foot slipped, and maybe he kind of strained something for a minute. He had to leave the game for a while. He didn't return back in the first half, but he did make it back into the game later on in the second half, which is a relief because we cannot be missing Deuce for any extended period of time. You can see he's hobbling a little right there, so it already happened. Now he's out of the game here. So the Knicks go on a run beginning about here. Look at that. Nice. People were saying, oh, gee, he can't finish. Look at him right there. He can't create. Look at him right there. And then JB, beautiful from the right side. That was a nice finish by Turner right there. Very nice finish. Oh yeah. Just wanted to make sure I turned the music down. Josh Hart buries a three. You know that he is an incredible corner three-point shooter. He actually was number 2 in the NBA a couple of seasons ago. Look, that's that play I mentioned where Brunson was just like barking some obscenities. I loved it. I love the fire. Now that can't happen. I'm sure Thibs is going to read them a riot act for doing that. Just letting Siakam get into the paint. Oh, I love this little move. And here we come in. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at the activity there. Here comes OG. Now, I thought OG had a fantastic game. He's the only one of the starters who didn't score 20 points. Oh, look at that. He just froze the Pacers right there. See, they went on a nice little run. They ended up closing the half. I believe they were up by 18 at the half. Look at that. Cat. Beautiful. I guess 60. Oh, no, here we go. Ooh, 8. Oh, here's the beginning of the third quarter. Oh, we're in the third quarter now. So the Pacers, obviously, they're the team that eliminated us from the playoffs. But I'll tell you, man, if we had if we had OG and Brunson, even without Randall, even without Mitch, if we had OG and Brunson, I think we could have won that series and been playing the Celtics and not have gotten swept the way they did. The Pacers, I mean. Look at that beautiful turnaround by Bridges. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's a nice little fast break by the Pacers. Man, so here, and then, look at that. Look at that offensive rebounding. Nice. There's Cat. See that? Beautiful little, it's like a little push hook almost. Little one-hander. That is sweet. That's something that just Julius can't do versus other bigs. I mean, he can do it, but not at this level. This guy's 7 feet tall. That makes a big difference. Here we go. TJ McConnell, the bane of our existence last playoffs. Once again, punishing us a little bit there. He comes down. So now Deuce is back in the game. He's got the knee wrapped. I think maybe the knee slightly hyperextended a little bit. Nothing major. The Knicks were up by 20, and they end up just building this lead up to 33. Look at that beautiful little turnaround flare floater there. All right, Sims is in the game now. Hey, look at that. No hesitation. Mikal Bridges from the left corner. Mikal Bridges, who, since he has entered the league, has made more corner threes than any other player in the NBA. And then on the other corner, we have OG, who is the best three-point shooter from the left corner. Left corner or right corner, whichever one. But, so, I mean, and this is just game 2. Here's another one. Just game 2. Just wait till they start becoming even more and more familiar with each other, more comfortable with each other, know where each other are at on the court. At one point, the Pacers did try to play some zone against the Knicks. It didn't work, not with this team. Because the Knicks now, we have so much more length on the court now. Now Mikhail has taken over from Dante, and Kat has taken over from Julius. So we did lose. We obviously Isaiah. Well, actually, Mikhail. Let's just say Kat took over from iHeart and Mitch, right? But all around on the perimeter, we have height. Where before, we had Dante, who was like 6'5", I think 6'4". And sometimes, remember in the days when we had IQ out there and we had Grimes. Grimes was also only 6'5". When you got a guy who's 6'7", 6'8", but with a 7'2" wingspan like Mikal Bridges, that is very disruptive. There we go. Knicks are just building that lead right here. I think it's about to get to 30 points. There it is. And he got the and one. Not sure he made the and one. I guess he did make the and one there. There we go. Some more. Oh, man, his ability to find space on the floor is just crazy. And also, he doesn't even need that much space. That's what's amazing about him. He scores through traffic. Here's the beginning. All right. Wow. These are beautiful highlights. These are beautiful highlights. All right. Let's get into the stats. Let's see what I've overlooked here. All the starters played over 30 minutes. The Knicks, they kept talking about in the broadcast, the ESPN broadcast, how the Knicks bench was getting, completely outscored. But look at the way the starters played. I mean, what difference did it make? The Knicks shot 44.4% from behind the three-point line today. And the Knicks are averaging already, just for the first two games, 40.4% from the three-point line. 43 rebounds, 19 assists. The assists could go up, definitely could go up. Be nice to be up in the 20-25 range. That's where really I would love us to be. As you can see, Sims ended up playing 15 minutes, picked up 2 rebounds himself. And Campaign, even though he only shot 3 of 9, 1 of 5 from behind the arc, he gave some nice energy off the bench, especially during that period when Deuce wasn't able to get on the court. Picked up 3 dimes, 2 rebounds himself, and had some great defense. He played some great defense on, who was that on the right side? I think, Benedict Mathurin. Just locked him up on one possession, ended up going to a shot clock violation. So he's showing the passion. That's the thing. The whole team, they looked like the Celtics looked the other night. They looked like they wanted to win this game. Their energy was up. The hands were active. They were communicating and talking to each other on the defensive end. I'm sure Thibs, even though he's going to look at nitpick and whatever, I'm sure he is very happy with the way this team performed tonight, especially in the home opener at Madison Square Garden against the team that eliminated you last season in the playoffs. This was a resounding response to game 1 on Tuesday. I loved it. Deuce ended up playing 21 minutes, 3 of 4, hit both of his 3-point shots, 8 minutes. The guy, if he stays healthy, keeps playing like this guy is going to have a very legitimate claim for 6th man of the year. Tyler Kolek got in the game after the crowd was chanting, and Pacome Dadier, interestingly, did not come in the first half like he did in game 1. Not sure what was the reason. Maybe Thibs just liked what he was seeing from the first unit, and the game was still tight. It was still close until, about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. The game was still tight. So maybe he just didn't see an opportunity to bring in the 19-year-old there, but, too much pressure on him. But I'd say in a blowout, I think he could have gotten more than 4 minutes at the end. I'm curious about this guy. I'm into, this whole thing, learn by fire, that type of attitude. And he seems to have the mental makeup to be able to deal with that. So it's curious. I'm going to see how this continues. But right now, he seems like an interesting player to keep an eye on. We got an interesting roster here. We do. And we're missing Landry Shamet, who I think the Knicks are going to draft for the G. I think they did. I'm not sure. I didn't confirm. But the Knicks have the first and second picks in the draft. I think we're going to draft him, and then we're going to draft Matt Ryan. So he'll be, that guy's, the Matt Ryan, he's like a sharpshooter from the outside. His defense, but he can shoot. That's one thing for sure. So obviously, that's going to take away some time from campaign. And Kolek probably won't see any time either with Dottie and stuff when, even when Precious comes back on this team. So we've got reinforcements coming. This was a very, very, very good response. Again, can't overreact. Did they play like the team that I thought they would be? Yes. So in that way, I am very, very excited to hear that, to see that, to say that, to say that. I'm excited to say that because, we didn't look that good on Tuesday. And everyone was talking, what is this team? This is a mess. I mean, the fans, the whole chatter all over the Twitter and everything, and it was just like, oh man, what happened? What's going on? Did we get burned on that trade? Relax. Relax, everybody. I mean, we were never going to go that far with Julius Randle as our number 2 guy on this team. Let's just be factual here. We could have. We had a chance. He was right there. It was a combination of injuries and partly attitude, which he's worked a lot hard to fix, and he has major holes in his game that great coaches in playoff series can exploit. So, can he learn and evolve? I hope he does. I wish him the best in Minnesota. But from what I have seen, him here, bringing a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns in exchange for him and Dante, it was a no-brainer as far as I was concerned. A no-brainer. And tonight was the beautiful proof. Look at the balance in the scoring. Look at the efficiency. 12 field goal attempts for Bridges to give you 21 points. 12 field goal attempts for Anunoby, 14 points. 11 field goal attempts for Cat to give you 21 points. Look at that efficiency right there. 19 field goal attempts for 26 points for Brunson. 15 field goal attempts for Josh Hart gives us 20 points. And it's just beginning. Now, the defense is effort and being connected and understanding what your role is. And I feel like in the past few days, Thibs must have put them through some major drills because they looked fantastic. This Indiana team is pretty much full health, full strength. And they kept Tyrese Halliburton tonight to 0 points, 0 for 8. Nembhard, who was crushing, he got a big contract, he was crushing in the playoffs, 2 points for him in 21 minutes. Neesmith, 2 of 5. He got into foul trouble, so only played 18 minutes. 4 points for him. Miles Turner, 13 points, 12 points for Pascal Siakam. The Knicks defense did that tonight. It wasn't the crowd. It wasn't the whatever. It wasn't injuries. It was the Knicks defense. Beautiful. That is incredibly encouraging. All right, we got the team stats, and then we're going to be wrapping it up soon. Look, and the Pacers end up shooting almost 50%, but from behind the three-point line, which is crucial in today's NBA, the Knicks only let them connect on 3 3-pointers. 3 out of 30. 10% they shot from behind the three-point line. Beautiful right there. Knicks out-rebounded them by 10, plus 10. Offensive rebounds, the Knicks did win the offensive rebounding battle there, 11-9, which they lost that against the Celtics. Assists, they had 28 assists. They're a very high assist team. They just share the ball beautifully. Their second unit is fantastic. They have a very deep bench. Let's see what else here is interesting. Knicks only had 12 turnovers. Love that. They 14 fast break points to 13. Points in the paint, 70 for the Pacers. Well, they had to because they couldn't shoot. They weren't hitting anything from the outside. The largest lead was 33 for the New York Knicks. All right. So this is it. This is the beginning. We got a long way to go. It's a long season. So many things can happen, but this game, I think, is very indicative of the kind of team we're probably going to see most nights. Most nights. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button for me, share the video, and drop your comments if I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about anything Knicks, anything basketball. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.